All right, what's going on, everyone? This is Derrick Broze of the Conscious Resistance Network. This is Sunday, June 7th, 2020, and I'm doing a second report here for this Sunday. This one is going to be brief as well. It's just going to cover some of my recent work. An article I actually just released a couple days ago on the last American vagabond, and also a trial that is beginning tomorrow afternoon and running for 2 weeks that I will be reporting on. Before we get into all that, though, I want to invite you guys to bookmark my website, theconsciousresistance.com. That is theconsciousresistance.com, that you can see right here. And if you go over here on the side, you can follow us on Minds. If you've never heard of Minds, check it out. It's sort of like Facebook, but it doesn't track you, it doesn't monitor you. You can join Hive, which is a social media blockchain-based social network. You can join our Discord channel. I don't involve myself in there, but there's chatting, talking, communities in there. Join. You can sign up for my text list if you want to get this information, like this video, this article, straight to your phone. And Float is also a new decentralized blockchain-based, I believe blockchain-based social media network. And it's kind of like a combination of Patreon and Facebook and lots of things in one. And you can go check that out. Also, my videos are on BitChute and Library. And yeah. All right. So this is the website, theconsciousresistance.com. And for today, the article we're going to be covering is coming from the website I write for, one of the websites that I work with and collaborate with. That is The Last American Vagabond. If you've never visited The Last American Vagabond, add it to your list of websites to visit, add it to your social networks. They're on Facebook and they're on Twitter. And this article is called Historical Court Case. The Fluoride Cover-Up Will Soon Be Exposed. And as I said, this was written by me, just published yesterday. A historical trial weighing the risks of water fluoridation is set to begin in San Francisco on Monday, June 8th, so tomorrow. And this was actually supposed to take place back in April, and I was supposed to be there in person, but of course, COVID-19, and that got delayed, and now they're choosing to do it via Zoom. It will still be a 2-week trial, except for Thursdays, there will be no court. So starting tomorrow in the morning, I will be joining onto the Zoom call, and I'm going to find out if it's a public thing. And either way, what I think I might do is just live stream, do a screen share for the whole day while I'm taking notes and kind of reporting on it. You guys can tune in if you want, because this is a very important trial, as we'll talk about more in a moment. But let's talk about the trial now and talk about why it's historical in a moment. So the trial itself involves the Fluoride Action Network and the United States Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA, as well as alleged or apparent violations of the Toxic Substances Control Act, which is the TSCA. And under Section 21 of the TSCA, citizens are allowed to petition the EPA to regulate or ban individual chemicals. And the Fluoride Action Network, among other groups, is arguing that water fluoridation violates the TSCA provisions, which prohibit the particular use of a chemical which has been found to be present at an unreasonable risk to the general public. So if there's a chemical that is found to have an unreasonable risk to the public, you can file under Section 21 of the Toxic Substances Control Act and petition the EPA to either regulate in some way or to just outright ban. And that is what Fluoride Action Network did in November 2016. This set off a 4-year battle, which continues to this day, where them, along with 5 other organizations and 5 individuals, presented a citizens petition under Section 21 of this law. And the EPA attempted to basically dismiss it and say they weren't going to do anything with it. And it went back and forth. You can go to the website, and it's really quite interesting, at least to me, to see how the US EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, under the Trump administration, continues to try to stifle efforts for the people to bring evidence into court that will prove and validate that, at least in the legal front. We already have the scientific evidence, the studies are out there, but in a court of law, prove that fluoride does cause harm and potentially end water fluoridation in the United States. It could be massive. It could be extremely big if this goes through. So where we're at now, though, is already historic. They've been fighting, as I said, for 4 years, and now it's got to this point where it's going to a trial, a federal trial now, and a judge actually, I'm going to find out more of the details tonight while I'm studying up, but the judge, he or she ruled in favor of the Fluoride Action Network and the plaintiffs when the EPA previously tried to say, well, they should be allowed to bring in evidence of fluoride's alleged benefits, but the judge said, no, instead, we're only going to allow, only going to allow them to present their evidence, which is showing the harms, because that's the whole point of the petition. That's the whole point of the law, is to show if a certain chemical does cause harm to the people. So The groups, though, these different groups, Fluoride Action Network, Moms Against Fluoridation, Food and Water Watch, the American Academy of Environmental Medicine, the International Academy of Oral Medicine and Toxicology, and the Organic Consumers Association are calling on the EPA to prohibit the addition of fluoridation chemicals to U.S. water based on the growing body of evidence showing that fluoride is a neurotoxin at doses currently used in communities around the United States. And the plaintiffs have presented studies to the court detailing the evidence of neurotoxic harm as part of their proposed findings of fact. Dr. Paul Connett, who I actually interviewed on this channel, for those of you who haven't seen that, wherever you're watching, or if you want to go to theconsciousresistance.com, go search Paul Connett or just fluoride, and it should come up. It was just a couple months ago when this trial was supposed to be getting started, I think back in February, actually, and you can get more details on the trial itself. And he says here, quote, as of 2020, there have been 72 fluoride IQ studies, of which 64 found a lower IQ among children with higher fluoride exposure. Many of the earlier studies were in places with elevated natural fluoride levels. There is now very strong evidence that fluoride damages both the fetal and infant brain at the levels used in artificially fluoridated areas. And this is what people in studies have been saying for a number of years. And so while the court will allow Fluoride Action Network to present evidence related to the harms caused by water fluoridation, the court has stated that the EPA cannot present information related to the purported benefits of fluoridation. The move was seen as a victory for the Fluoride Action Network and opponents of fluoridation. The EPA also attempted to exclude 3 experts from speaking at the trial. However, the court overruled the agency and will allow the expert testimony. And I have 3 names listed here, but I do think there's a 4th person, and then we need to get this corrected, so I'm not going to read their names yet. But you can find more in the information about the trial that is linked here when you go to the Fluoride Action Network's website. And yeah, they're going to have 4 different experts, credentialed experts with experience in this area, presenting evidence of the neurological harm caused by water fluoridation in a court of law. And the EPA, that's supposed to protect the environment and you would assume the people, under the Trump administration is fighting this and is going to have lawyers on their side, which these lawyers come from a corporate law firm, which I'm actually going to do a piece just on this law firm. I'd never heard of them before, and I started looking more into them, and I think that this is somebody we should keep our eye on. So I'll be talking more about that. And again, the trial begins tomorrow, June 8th, via Zoom, and I will be reporting daily for The Last American Vagabond and for The Conscious Resistance. You should expect to see videos and written articles about this whole situation. So yeah, that starts tomorrow in 8 a.m., I think. And I'll be reporting on it daily and going over the studies and showing just the parts of, I guess, the story that most people don't know. I want you guys to read the article. Really, I'm not going to get too deep into it. Really trying to get strict on encouraging you guys to read articles. But if you do go over here and use your favorite, either Google, I wouldn't use Google, but if you use Google or use DuckDuckGo, and you can search just that word, fluoride, and my name. Search fluoride and Derrick Broze, and you're going to find here. We'll do it live right now. We'll show you guys together. If you've never heard of DuckDuckGo, check them out. There are also other search engines and browsers. And again, these are ones that do not track you. And it's worth learning about these other tools that do exist that are out there if you're willing to look for it. So just search my name, Derrick Broze, and fluoride. And the first thing that pops up, my most recent article. And then you can continue down. Some of these are not mine, but if you continue on, you'll find posts I've made over the years, articles, me confronting the mayor of Houston. I've written about this topic since 2012 at least, and been researching it since 2010. So I have lots of information on that, and much of that is sourced in the article that is listed in the video you're watching right now, the article from The Last American Vagabond. It has lots of links in it to previous articles I've written, previous studies, and you can find out about it from they're talking about neurological damage, but there's also talk of affecting the kidneys, affecting the pineal gland, affecting the thyroid, affecting, children's brains. I mean, there's so many different ways that fluoride and water fluoridation has been shown to be harmful in the most basic level through dental fluorosis, which is affecting millions of children. But the CDC believes that since it's just a cosmetic problem, it's not really a big thing. Like, oh, screw those kids if they get yellowed teeth from water fluorosis of the teeth. Oh, well, at least it's allegedly keeping them safe. And I'm not going to rant too much, but yeah, go check that link out. I'll share it one more time. This is from The Last American Vagabond. And I do want to tell you guys, in case you haven't heard me say this lately, or if you don't watch The Last American Vagabond channel, you haven't heard from Ryan, the website has been under attack. If any of you have tried to read my fluoride article in the last 24 hours, or perhaps my articles about Bill Gates on the same website, you might basically come to you might get to a point where it says warning. Let me see if I can even pull it up and show you guys. The point I'm trying to make here is that the website's been under attack for the last week and a half, since at least we started publishing my Bill Gates series. I'm not saying that's why necessarily. It could be because of some of the work Whitney Webb's doing. She does really great work. And I don't know, or Ryan, the founder, he does great work too. So it could be the combination of our work, but for one reason or another, our website's not just been down because of traffic, or, people are getting a warning that tells them that this is a dangerous website and hackers could be trying to steal your data. It's garbage, guys. Hit refresh like a dozen times, clear your cache. Ryan just, he changed some things on the security end. So he's working hard to keep that up. So just as a warning, if you go to check out my fluoride article and something is weird, or you go to check out my Bill Gates investigation and it's telling you something like that, ignore that. It's a safe site. Everything's good. And anyways, beginning tomorrow, I'll be here. Wherever you're watching from, you'll see it. I'll be reporting live on the fluoride trial. It might just be a daily wrap-up of what happened throughout the day. As I said, if it's legal and safe and I can do it, which I think I should be able to because trials should be public, I'm probably just going to get in the Zoom call and then just do a screen share, and you guys can just listen and watch the whole time as I watch along and comment and yeah, so you guys will be able to check that out. So look forward to that tomorrow. It's a 2-week trial that I'll be following daily and telling you how it goes. If this happens, it could be huge news amidst all the crazy shit going on. But if not, and things end up shady, don't be surprised. That's all I'm saying. We're going to leave it there for now. Please do read that article. It's listed in the video description. Subscribe to theconsciousresistance.com, bookmark Control D, and you will save our website. Visit us once a week so you can get my content plus the other content creators that are on our website and our channel. And if you have something to contribute, you got vlogs, essays, articles, interviews, exploring consciousness, anarchism, spirituality, politics, solutions, health, whatever it may be that fits into that nexus of the conscious resistance, reach out to me and we'll get you on this channel as well. So thank you guys for watching. Until next time, remember, you are powerful, you are beautiful, and you are free. Peace.